the Gamer76.
Hello everyone, I'm the Gamer76 and this is my 58th ever video. And today, I'm on a mission to improve my digital art. Cause look at this. If this is the best I can do, that's embarrassing. And also, I planned to do a video, but I needed to order something and it was gonna show up on Wednesday, and that's not gonna work. So, to the art. Okay, so as I said in the intro, I'm doing digital art, and since the whole point of this video is to improve my skills, I will start with somebody that nobody will be offended if it ends up bad. Myself. So now in portrait format, I'm sketching the drawing of myself, and then I realized you can barely see it, so I turned down the brightness, and that is much better. Because this is me, I wanted to draw myself doing a wave like I do in the intros of my videos. And already improving, I actually tried on the hand, instead of drawing 5 cylinders, essentially. I even added a wrist. I decided that arm looked too big for the hand I drew, so I redrew it. And also the head is too big. That always happens when I draw for some reason. I tried to draw the sleeve, but that way didn't make sense, so I had to do it again. And that looks more like the shirt I'm basing this on anyway. And then I sketched in some stripes because this is my red and white striped shirt that I wear in like all of my videos, this one included, when it's cold. That's because I have 2. I've never showed them both, so I could have been lying, but here's proof. I have 2 different ones. Somehow my head was still too big, even though I already adjusted it, so I had to do that again. And then my hair, that I personally have not seen any real person with this haircut. A lady did once tell me that she used to have hair like mine, but I haven't seen anybody else. I guess I just live somewhere where people have boring hair. I even added that little part I hate when it's visible. And then I changed the color to blue and made a new layer to sketch my face. Start with my eye and then doing that copy-paste trick. Then drawing an open-mouthed smile because this is me saying, "Hello everyone," which I have said a few times. Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Hello everyone. My eyes looked a little too close to my mouth, so I moved those up a bit. I also added my nose, and also my eyebrows, which don't look exactly as they do in real life, especially since I have a unibrow, but this is the magic of art, and I can do what I want. And then I added some teeth, and a tongue in my mouth. Now back to red, because I forgot my ear. And hey, that looks pretty good, except the body looks too small, so let me fix that real quick. And now it's time for the line art. Oop, that's too big, make it smaller, then try again. Perfect! Now I'm just going to line the whole thing real quick. There you go. You may have noticed that I didn't line the stripes in my shirt. That's because I don't want those to be lined. Anyways, getting rid of the sketch lines and then picking a color for my skin. And then filling in my skin real quick. I noticed that part of my line art was messed up, so I'm going to fix that real quick. Now I'm finishing up the coloring of the skin. And then I remembered I should do the flip canvas trick so I can actually see what it looks like, and woo boy, that was not what I was expected it to look like. I'm not going to change it much, except for the eye because it looked too skinny. So please enjoy this actual speed footage of me fixing the eye. You're welcome. And also coloring in the ear because I missed that. And then the hand too, I forgot about that. The skin is completed, I'm going to color in the tongue with red. But I said no, the tongue should be pink, so I can make the rest of the mouth red. So I changed that real quick. And actually with red, I'm coloring the inside of the mouth. Imagine how terrible it would be if these 2 colors were switched. Now I'm hiding the background so I can color my teeth in with white. Just real quick, teeth aren't actually perfectly white, they naturally have a slight yellow tint. Then I colored in my eyes with white, which I had to line around the edge on the first one and then fill. This one I could just color drop it immediately because I already lined it with the color of my skin. I got this desaturated green color for my eyes. Oop, I messed up, gotta do that again. I decided that this color is not what my eyes looked like, so I dragged it a bit further to the yellow spot, and that is my eye color. Now that that one is filled in, I have to do the other eye real quick. Now it's time for my hair. Is that a good match? Yes, it will work. So I'm filling in all the hair with this color. And I decided that color is too dark actually, so I changed it. And that's the color I usually use for my hair. Don't forget about this stupid part. On my eyebrows in the same color as my hair because those things usually match. And I brought back my sketch lines and changing the color to red because it is now time for the shirt. Starting with the cuff of my shirt. Being red tells me that it's my favorite of the 2 shirts. Of course, I followed my sketch lines for the stripes of the shirt, which did get a bit confusing at times, but I managed. Then I decided that the color of my skin was inaccurate, so I changed it a few times, and this is the one that I went with. Nearly the exact same, but I felt better about it. Then in a new layer under my normal color, I real quick scribbled in the white of the shirt. Just did it on a different layer because I thought it would be easier. That looks pretty good. Oop, I gotta fix that real quick. Now the coloring is done. Does that mean I'm done? No, it doesn't. I have to do some writing. Stretching to prepare. And then I immediately messed up. Now I'm writing hello everyone. No, that's bad. So I tried it again and no, that's also bad. Trying again to write everyone. And again. It was so bad, I just gave up and used everyone with a bad handwriting's best friend, the text tool, and typed in, hello everyone. And then I changed the font because using the default one is boring. That's the one I chose. And I made it larger and adjusted it, but I wanted to try something else, so I duplicated it, and on that one I brought hello lower down, and then shrunk it down. And then I moved the individual letters down so that it curves with my head. I adjusted the letters of everyone because I didn't like how I did that originally. Now, which is better? This one or this one? How about if this one was smaller? I like the one where the letters are curved. Now I'm doing some real quick touch-ups, and then I went to this spot to sign it with a TGB, which stands for The Gamer Bear, in case you didn't notice. And now that piece is done. And, you know that YouTuber that I've mentioned a couple thousand times, and I said that it was annoying, and that I would chill out with that? Well, I wanted to mention them again, but I wanted it to be for a reason, so I'm drawing these Sims. Who are they, you ask? Well, there are Lena, Carly, and Perry from Simballa's Horse Ranch Let's Play. I'm going to start out my sketching with Lena's head, which is tilted to the side for a reason you will see later. And then I drew her body, then decided, no, let me do that again. And I drew her arm bent because of the same reason that you will see later. And then her hand that I also tried harder on than in the past. And that's the base of her, so I'm going to be drawing another head. This one happens to belong to Kylie. And then I decided that Lena's head was too big, so I had to fix that. Why can't I draw heads proper size? Gotta fix her neck real quick. Now I'm putting Carly's head onto a new layer, then moved it closer to Lena's head. And then I actually made it a head with a chin. Without that, it's just a circle. Then I decided that I still don't like where her hand was, so I'm trying to fix that, and I possibly made it worse. Anyways, back to Carly with her neck. Then I moved to Lena's hand again, and that made her shoulder weirdly long. Then I was like, no. So I just straightened her arm a bit, and that placement makes me a lot less uncomfortable. So I get to actually draw Carly, starting with clenched shoulders, and her arms are straight down, not giving her mom a hug back. How disrespectful. Just a quick touch-up of Lena's shoulder. There we go. And now it's time for Perry. And just a quick warning, I don't draw males, like, ever. So I'm at a disadvantage with him. I drew his arm bent like Lena's, giving their daughter a hug, and again, I actually drew the hand in a very uncomfortable place, and I barely tried on that hand. What is wrong with you? You're supposed to be improving. I'm not dealing with that right now, so I'm going up to the head to draw him an ear. And that's the base is done, so now I'm starting to add some details, I guess. Starting with Lena's hair, straight and shoulder length, and then I started with the clothes with her many layers, or at least more than I usually draw. And somehow Lena's head is too big again, so I selected it and shrunk it again. And then I decided her shoulders should look a little more tense looking. Then I tried to draw a design on Lena's shirt, but I couldn't really tell what it was, so I tried my best, but it's probably not correct. And then on a new layer, and with blue, I'm going to draw her face with closed eyes and a smile. And then back in red, I drew her glasses, and then back in blue, she gets some eyebrows. Then I draw her pants line. Now I'm drawing Carly's details, starting with her beanie, of course with the swirly lines, and then the pom-pom, which I did in one way, and then undid that, and then I just drew a circle, then added lines to make it look more fluffy. And then her head was too big, so I had to adjust that now. And then that made it so that her parents were not close enough to her, so I had to move them closer. And then I adjusted Perry's arm because I thought it looked bad. Now I'm starting to draw Carly's clothes, and I'm starting with her red coat, the triangle shape, and those things, I don't know what they're called. And then I drew the turtleneck that she is wearing underneath. It must be very cold where she is. I drew her belt around the place it is. Now I'm drawing her hair, which was a bit confusing, with what is over her hair and what isn't, but I managed. And then in blue, I started to sketch her face, starting with a squinty eye, and then doing the copy-paste thing so that the other one looks the same. And then I started to draw an uncomfortable face, and failing a lot. This one I thought was alright, but I wanted to see if I could do better, but I tried and failed many times. Then I gave up on the open mouth, so I started to try out some closed mouths. That one was okay, so I added a nose and some eyebrows. Then I decided I wanted to try again, so I moved it to another layer and then started to draw some wiggly mouth versions. And I actually liked that one, but now I decided that the eyes were too squinty, so I fixed that, and now it's time for Perry. And again, I'm not practicing drawing males, so keep your expectations low. As you saw, I tried to draw his hair and then had to try again. That is much better. Now I'm drawing in his beard, that he actually didn't have at the beginning of the series, but he grew it by the time this would have happened in canon. I tried to draw a mouth spot, then it was too small, so I did it again. Now I'm drawing his clothes, a triangle shape with a line and circles for buttons. I did continue the line past his arm, but I did not continue the buttons. I fixed that in the line art if it bothers you. Then I drew the shirt that is on top, that is a bit shorter than the under one. Now in blue, I'm drawing his face with a very similar expression to Lena, a smile with closed eyes, and of course eyebrows. And then I decided that he was too high up, so I selected him and dragged him down, and straightened his arm because I didn't like where his hand was. I had to fix Carly's clothes because I messed that up. I moved Perry's arm up. Then I kind of fixed his hand, thank goodness, because I did it lazy the first time. So, improvement. Now that the sketch is done, I made the sketch larger and got rid of the references, and then I did some slight adjustments such as making Perry's body a little bit wider. And then aligned Lena's chin. No, her chin. No, her chin. Okay, fine. While I'm doing the line art, I wanted to explain the whole reason I wanted to mention Cymbella's, which is the reason I drew this fan art. Watch this.
This is the Gamer Bear 76, by the way.
She put my sim in her video, and I know it doesn't make that much sense for me to be excited about this because she said my name, and that's all. But it made me really happy. This is my best reenactment when first seeing myself in that video.
Excuse me?
Actually, saying I was really happy was an understatement. I was smiling about it all day, and occasionally I did a little dance out of happiness. I know that was probably annoying how excited I was, but can I be excited about just one more thing? Just one? No? Too bad. Look.
A very special someone over here.
She called me special. I'm special. I know that's just something people say, but it still made me happy. Okay, now let's focus on the art again. Now that I'm finished with the line art, I did the flip the canvas trick. Oh god, this needs fixing. So let me get on that, starting with Carly's chin. I didn't like it. Then I adjusted Perry's beard and also his eye placement. Then I adjusted Lena's glasses. I also added that thing that rests on the wearer's ear, but it was bad, so I fixed that later. And then I went back to Carly's chin because I still wasn't happy with it. I actually messed with it for a while. Doing the flip again. Better, but it still needs fixing. But this time I'm fixing it while it's flipped. Starting with Lena's hairline, and I'm doing more adjustments to her glasses. And then I used the lasso tool to adjust the eyes to go in the same direction as the head. Then I did the copy-paste trick, but with her eyebrow this time. I did a bit of adjustments to Carly's face, and then I flipped it back to normal. Now I drew Perry's cuffs because I forgot those. Now I'm adjusting Carly's eye placement. I didn't have the select tool on twice, so I just drew on her face. That looks pretty good, so I'm going to flip it. That's actually pretty alright, except for this ear. That's way too high. Now it's time for the scariest part. The skin. Why is it so scary, you ask? Because if I accidentally get this wrong, I'm going to be accused of racism. I love the internet, but it's also terrifying with how easy it is to become hated. Like, jeez. Anyways, now I'm coloring Carly's skin in with what I hope to be the correct color. Starting with the lining, then using the fill tool. And now it's time for Lena's skin. I actually did the color pick, saturate, then color match technique for all of them because I was scared it would be bad if I used the same color for all of them. I started to color in Lena's skin with that color that was a bit too red looking, but I didn't change it out of fear. Finally, I'm doing Perry's skin in the same technique, so let's go. And now I'm going in with the desaturated dark red for Carly's coat, and then a gray for the turtleneck underneath, then a slightly different red for Carly's belt. This girl really likes red. More gray for the belt buckle thing. I noticed some of the lines on Lena's shirt were not good, so I had to fix them. Now I'm filling out Carly's black hair that I almost thought was dark brown. Now I'm filling in her brown eyes. I turned off the background to fill in the eye whites and also her white beanie. And then the red dots that I thought were on every section, but they were only on every other, so I had to fix that. And some white lines on the part that I don't know what they're called. I fixed that part I missed earlier. I'm trying to match the color of Lena's overwear thing, and then I filled in her shirt with it. I'm tracing over the shape that I don't know what it is, but I tried. Then in a different layer I filled the white of her shirt, and then I filled a tiny bit of her pants showing with a gray. I thought that gray was too light, so I darkened it. Now I'm filling in her hair with an orange, I think, brown. Also her eyebrows. And don't forget about this piece here. I thought it was too light, so I darkened it. Then I filled the glasses in with white, which may look strange, but hold on just a second. I made that layer transparent, so it's just tinted white. Then I realized that this isn't Perry's main outfit. It's this one, so I have to fix that. Oh, look at that, I already did. Then I copied Carly's hair color and put it on Perry. And I keep pointing out the eyebrows, and that's because I used to always forget the eyebrows on my people. Now I'm trying to color match his shirt, which I struggled with for a bit, but I think I got it. When I finally got the color right, I filled in his shirt with it. And then I got a more green and did the lines with it, which took a little while because I kept making it wobbly, but lucky for you, I sped it up so you don't have to spend as much time as I did. I filled in his cuff with brown because it is like that in the photo. With more saturated brown, I colored his belt. Now I'm doing the white lines in between the green lines, and also adding more green lines that I didn't add before. Then I got a light blue color to color in his jeans, and then a yellow to fill in his belt buckle. Just a few touch-ups here and there, and I think it looks good. Well, let's do the flip trick. Oh, all I need to do is fix up Lena's shoulder, and then sign it next to Perry's head. Real quick, let me explain this drawing. It's meant to be right before Carly moves away, and they're giving her a hug, but she's looking uncomfortable because she loves them, but she still needs her space. I'm not entirely sure if this is canon, but I thought it would be a good picture. Oh hey, I'm in the shirt I drew myself in. Isn't that fun? I actually didn't do that on purpose. Anyways, I was gonna do one more piece of art that I actually had an idea for. It involved these two. But I thought my video was long enough, and I thought of another concept of a video that that could fit into. So tell me if you want that. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. If it's your birthday, happy birthday, and goodbye.